Minasan, konnichiwa. Boku wa rave 9. Da tore ga drifto desu. Now, pardon my moon speak, but if your name happens to be Zero Online, Cone 100, Pancakes Production, True Megatron 1988, or Wooga, well then all my arigatos go out to you for subscribing to me. So today's review is brought to you by the letter J, which stands for Jetpack Man 01, who asked me if I could review Drift. So I told him, I guess, and here we are. So me being the avid Japanese pop culture fan that I am, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, Drift is 100% weeaboo. So over at the offices of IDW where this character originated, someone was watching the Witchblade anime and they said to themselves, hey, that's a good idea. We could really use a character like that. Nothing but swords. So they took that idea to the board meetings, said to the CEOs, I got an idea, and they said back, that's brilliant! We'll call him Drift. And then I'm guessing someone made a deal with the Robot Devil to get a toy. But it's not like I hate the guy either. I mean, the character concept is simple enough. He's your basic bad guy made good. You know, I find it strange, but it really is true. Drift does inspire hope in me. He's an original concept made reality, which means someday maybe my own characters like Dodecahedra Mega Osmatron can someday be a real toy as well. And I know you've been scoping out an eyeful of this toy while I've been talking, but I can't blame you. This toy, pretty sugoi. You know, this is really something exciting to look at. Alt mode is oh so slick and sexy with its balanced proportions and generous curves. A high slung spoiler in the back with some great detailing even though some of it's left blank. That front fender's making a mean face at you with those true blue headlight eyes. Like Drift's beaming the coat of the Bushido right into you before he runs you over. Oh yeah, check out these dubs he's sitting pretty on. And of course you can't rep Japan without some red on your white, which brings me to this deco design that kind of looks like E Honda's face paint. Except I have no idea what that kanji on his door is supposed to mean. Oh, that's what it means? Cool, thanks. Damn, I mean, just damn, robot mode's blowing my mind, man. You know, just for starters, everything looks to be in proportion and intact. The legs look like legs and the arms look like arms. They barely have any kibble to get in the way, which brings me to the second thing. Barely any kibble to get in the way. It's the legs really where the bulk of the kibble went. They have this ingenious fold over and collapse in system to form the feet. It's just that when you turn it around, you can see where the rest of the junk in its trunk went. Look at those poor skinny legs having to lug around all that boot. Ah, it's funny because boot also means trunk. Nowadays in Transformers, car doors usually form a crude pair of wings. However, Drift puts his to better use as sheaths for his twin machetes. Now going from this to that, the windshield chest plate just looks lean and mean on Drift. That is a huge difference in design aesthetic when it comes to like 90% of the other Autobots who rock a hood bonnet as their chest piece, which is actually just shoulder pads on Drift here. Now I know the dubious placement of wheels on Autobots isn't anything considered newsworthy or shocking, but with everything else being so well designed and thought out on Drift, the placement of those just doesn't sit right with me. I just don't know, it's like he's showing off giant spinner watches. Oh, and really, I should have mentioned this sooner, but check out the head sculpt on this guy. I mean, look at it. It's got the swooped antenna like a Gundam, the mean sneer like a samurai warrior. Yeah, this guy's got it going on in the intimidation department. Now before I forget, there is one more thing Drift is known for, which is carrying around this big old sword that has Japanese kanji down the length of it. Now I can't recall what all these characters are saying, so this is the part where the Evangelist style subtitles come in to help me remember. Yeah, that's it, thank you. Huh? What? Oh, okay. Can you tell I once painted this with a silver leaf marker to cover up all that dull gray plastic? Well, fat lot of good that did since it rubbed right off. Still though, the sword does make an awesome accessory for our pseudo-samurai here, Drift. Still, if this review isn't enough for you, well, good news, there's more Drift to be had. You see, a while back, I did buy the Make Toys First Edition Battle Tanker, which came with some bonus accessories. So, take a look for yourself. Old, new, dull and gray, sharp and shiny. This accessory really makes an awesome addition to Drift's arsenal. It's sharp, it's shiny, and best of all, it's sturdy. It's not the same rubbery plastic like the other one. But you know what? Drift does have two hands, which means there's room in my heart for two swords after all. So, why not? Give them both. You know, I gotta admit, for being just a toy, Drift is pretty fearsome. I don't know if it has anything to do with all these sharp, pointy objects he carries, or that he follows the way of the warrior and is just a natural badass down to his spark. But this guy could probably beat you up. What, you don't believe me? Fine, you're on, tough guy. Staring contest. Yeah, okay, Drift. Alright, you're on. Let's see who blinks first. I'm out.